Hey everyone, this is your boy DJ Cool Thing. Welcome to another video on my YouTube channel, and this video is discussing how and why I record to cassette tape in the year 2020 for my DJ mixes. So here is a Maxell UR90 cassette. Can hold about an hour and a half of a mix, and once I'm done with the cassette, I transfer it to digital, which will show you how I do that. Because I've made so many cassettes in the last year or two, and this is my most recent mix right here. It's an 80s mix that I made not so long ago. I made it yesterday. 80s mix, March 2020, DJ Cool Thing. So I have a ton of cassette tapes, and we're going to show you how I get everything set up with the boombox and the controller, the laptop, the DJ software, everything, and how I get everything up and running with making a mixtape in the year 2020 on cassette. So we're going to put you guys down so we can set up the table and show you all the connectivity there is to connect the SR2 from Pioneer DJ to a boombox, and then put the blank tape in and record the mix. We're actually not going to record the mix, we're going to show you how I do it. So yeah, we're going to put you guys down, and yeah, we'll see where this video takes us. Alright everyone, the first thing I do is to get out my table. Obviously, because we need something to put it on. We got the table out. It's a Lifetime 4428 height adjustable table that I got in the summer of 2019. So I've had it for almost a year. And it's been used so many times in the last year. It's seen a lot of usage. Since I am a full-time DJ, yeah, I'm a full-time working DJ. I don't do gigs every so often, but I do gigs every so often if I get booked for a gig, which is barely. I've been a working DJ for almost 2 years now. So last year my gigs didn't start until the summertime. So this year was kind of early because I started in February instead of the summertime. And of course I got my first wedding, my very first ever wedding gig in May on the 16th. Here's my table. And for the sake of this video, we're going to set up the table cover. So I get out this bag. I get out my table cover. My table cover. And then I put my bag over here. So I basically use this table cover. Sometimes it's very tricky, but I do get it on there. There we go, just put it down like so, go underneath the table and put it on the legs. There we go. That will definitely work. And we're gonna put you guys here slowly so I can show you what I do to connect the legs to the table cover. I go underneath the table, as you can probably see, go underneath the table and lift up the table one leg at a time, so that way it'll be easy to get the legs inside the pouch. So I take one leg at a time, put it in the pouch. Here we go. Put it in the pouch. It helps keep it straight. we go. This will definitely work. And then I come from underneath the table after it's been put on the legs. There we go. And we're gonna move you guys slowly. Nice and slowly. Put you guys right in front of the koozie there, the bottle holder. And what I do is I start setting up the table. Well, first I get the facade, which looks really, really nice on the table. So the first thing to do is to set up the table. And there's going to be a separate setup to my gigging setup, which is, you know, so we're going to have the computer, the SR2, the audio cable, the boom box. I think this tabletop facade looks really, really good. Black on white, white on black, looks really good. So there's no need of getting a new facade anytime soon. Just put it on the edge of the table, looks really nice. That looks really, really good. So, next thing to get is the laptop stand so I can work around that. And make room for the boom box, which will go next. This is my Sony CFD S70 boom box. And I would have two sets of cables. One that goes to the input and one goes to the output so I can monitor the tape at all times. Alright, here we go. Here's the Pioneer DDJ SR2. Put it on this table that I'm no longer using anymore. A TV. There we go. There's the SR2 from Pioneer DJ. Nice controller. Here's my controller, the Pioneer DDJ SR2. It's a nice controller. I've had it for close to a year, which is insane. Alright, so we get that. We get our laptop, the MacBook Air 2018. Well, first, what I do is we're going to unplug. Here we're going to unplug the lamp and unplug my MacBook Pro, mid 2012 13-inch. We're going to shut down the MacBook Pro for right now so the battery doesn't drain. And what we do next is we grab this orange extension cord from underneath from behind the couch here, plug in our 3-way power plug that we use for the lamp, the computer, and my phone. And we just drag and drop it. We extend it to underneath the table. And we plug everything in. And while we're doing this, I'm going to tell you why I do it. This is the only method for me to record externally without recording it to the software. The software should mainly focus on running the DJ software and running the songs and making, mixing and scratching and doing all that kind of stuff while still recording to the tape externally. It's also the cheapest way for me to record externally without having to spend tons and tons of money on the reloop tape. Alright, so first I plug in the SR2 from Pioneer DJ, grab the USB cord, which we plug into our little adapter. Here we go. We plug in our USB cable to our little adapter. We plug into our adapter. First we plug into the SR2, and we get out the power cord to plug into the power, and we have the cabling so I don't trip on it while I'm mixing. Plug it in like so. And then next is to get the power cord for the tape player, the boombox. Here we are. This is it. Okay. Next we close up the cooler that I keep all my stuff in. Plug in the boombox, which we're going to plug on the other end, like so, and reach it up top to the booth. Take it up to the boombox, plug it into the power, plug into power. Here's the, and then I do some rearranging to fit the boombox, which is, okay, so there we go. There's our boombox, the SR2, and the laptop stand, which we actually still need to plug in our computer. We need to get our computer. The MacBook Air 2018. And open up my most favorite DJ program, Serato DJ Pro. We open up the MacBook Air 2018. Grab the external hard drive because we need this for our mix. Grab the cables. Plug in the USB-C cord to the external hard drive. Plug it in like so. Log in. And then we put away all the extra cords that we don't need, like this charging cable for my Bluetooth speakers that I take with me to my grandma's house every Sunday. Grab our little adapter, which plugs in with the SR2, and also the charging port. Since the MacBook Air does have only two USB-C ports and one headphone jack, which is fine by me. If that's what I have to deal with, then that's what I deal with. And this USB cord for the external hard drive goes in there. Grab our power cord for the MacBook Air. And we plug in our laptop, MacBook Air 2018. It has macOS Catalina. Close out of Google Chrome, make sure nothing else is running in the background. Open up Serato. Yeah, we'll open up Serato DJ Pro. Plug in the computer and route the cable so that way it's okay. First we plug into the adapter, plug in our USB plug. I love this adapter. And then just plug it into this same, here we go, plug it into the, here we go, plug it into power, hide the cabling. Yep, we're gonna hide some of the cabling. There we go, that will definitely work. we go. Find some of the cabling. There we go, loading the music library. Gotta fix that. Alright, so I think the best thing to do is to, there we go. That'll work. There we go. Plugged in, turn on the SR2, and the last thing to do is to plug it into the tape recorder, which is my boombox. It's a tape player and a tape recorder. Alright, next is to go to my DJ bag. Oh, here it is. And then we grab our audio cord to go from RC to 3.5. Let me see if I can find the audio cord. Oh, here we are. RC to 3.5. Because we can't go from RCA to 3. We can't go from XLR to 3.5. Just go to RCA to 3.5. And we're going to tell you why I do it. So while we're hooking everything in, I'm going to tell you why I do it. Well, cassettes are easier to make. It's a physical aspect of having a physical archive of my DJ mixes, just in case if one day the digital file one day goes gone, you know, if it disappears one day, I can then have the physical aspect back up on cassette. And cassettes are much easier to make than making a CD. And it's just much easier this way to have a cassette made of a DJ mix. Then I take one of these blank tapes and I start recording. And the result is amazing. Next is the Monster Audio Rock and Roll 3 for monitoring the sound better than what the internal speakers are on the boombox. So we grab the audio cord. This goes into the headphone jack of the boombox. Plug it in like so, plug into the headphone jack, plug the other end to the auxiliary input. That'll help monitor the sound from the tape as it's being recorded. Okay. And then of course we put our speaker right there, and this is my setup for making a tape. So I can then take a tape and, you know, pop it into the boombox, and the result is very, very amazing. Instead of making a mix, we're actually going to play my last mix, and I'm going to show you the result of what making a cassette tape. So if you don't know what a cassette is, this is a cassette tape. You just pop it into the boombox and decide to play it back. And press play. And the result is very amazing. So yeah, I start recording a mix, I grab songs that might fit within the mix.
Awesome.
Like the 80s mix sounds really, really good. Pop the cassette in, and the result is quite shocking.
Yo, 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 it's DJ Cool Thing. Coming
That's
at you with my 80s mix of March 2020, and our first song of the mix is going to be Tonight Tonight by Genesis.
And go straight to the mix. So what I do is to introduce the mix. is I plug in my wired microphone and I would say, yo, this is DJ Cool Thing coming at you with another mix. And I introduce the first song. And the result is very amazing. So what I do is, after I'm done with the cassette tape, the next thing I do is I take the MacBook Pro, I plug in my TAC LP R550 USB over there, and I plug it into the USB port because it's got a built-in USB port, and I record it using QuickTime Player, and then I put it all together using GarageBand, and the result is quite amazing. And what I like to do is, for Mixcloud, I use AAC files, 256 kilobit per second AAC files, to upload to Mixcloud, since my internet is not that great of uploading a high quality WAV file, WAV file, AIFF, in uncompressed. So any uncompressed format is not that great. So I decided to use AAC, 256 kilobit per second AAC files, and the sound quality is very decent. And it takes less than 10 minutes to upload the mix to Mixcloud. So yeah, the result is quite amazing. So I'm not going to show you the recording process because it takes forever. It takes like an hour and a half. So to save time on the video, I decided to tell you guys the results of my pre-recorded mixtape here, my 80s mix of 2020, March 2020. And I'm going to tell you why I use these cassette tapes. I just love the physical aspect of it. I love having a physical archive of my mixes, just in case something does go wrong with Mixcloud or SoundCloud, if they decide to shut down all of a sudden. I still have my mix already on a tape or the digital file that I can back up to a CD. I can buy blank CDs and upload my mixes to a CD or a cassette, and the result is very amazing. It's very shocking to see the result, the end result of a cassette. You always have the mix, and you'll always have a memory of your mixing. So I just love having a cassette tape, and I love the sound quality, I love the physical aspect of it, I love how it's tangible, it's something I can hold on to forever if something does happen to the digital or the streaming. And I just love how, these are actually cheap to buy. It's actually the cheapest way to make a mix is by recording onto a physical cassette tape. And this here is a Maxell UR90 cassette, which are like 12 bucks at Walgreens, which is a drugstore that we have here in South Carolina and other places that have Walgreens. So you can find these at any drugstore for about 12 bucks or so. And these are really great sounding cassettes, even though it is from a Type 1 tape. So I'm going to turn the camera around. I'm going to show you everything I have in the setup for recording a cassette. Okay, so here we go. This is my setup for making a mixtape. We got the Monster Audio Rock and Roll 3 for monitoring the sound from the boombox. This is a Sony CFD S70 boombox. As you see, it records and plays back tapes, as well as plays CDs. It's a great boombox, and then I would have that connected to the auxiliary input of the Pioneer DDJ SR2. We got the MacBook Air running Serato DJ Pro, because this is where my main library is, and this is the software I'm used to over the last year. And it works super well, and I would go through a single folder here, and that's basically an entire mix together. And the result is very amazing. See, and I also like to writing the date on the cassette, and on the spine here I like to write what mix it is. This one's the 80s mix from March 2020, and these are Maxell UR90 cassettes. It's a physical aspect. It's the physical aspect of having your mix physically instead of digitally. And what's also cool about recording to cassette is it puts a lot less strain on my laptop. As you can see, Serato does have the ability to record, but I like to record externally so it doesn't put a lot of pressure on my laptop. And it's just a physical aspect of it. I like the warm sound quality, the warm analog sound of the cassette, which is why I've been making so many cassettes here. See, these are some of the mixtapes I've made from CDs and from the controller, and it's just an archive, as you can probably see. It's a physical archive of some of my DJ mixes. I have 4 DJ mixes, and they're right here. These are my DJ mixtapes right here. See, there's the DJ Party mixtape. There's mixtape Volume 1. March 2020, 80s mix, and they're all on cassette tape. This is what I like about the cassette, is that they're cheap to make. I mean, they're cheap to buy, and they're very easy to make. It's just the best. See, it's the physical aspect of having a cassette. And as you can see here, it's a physical archive of my DJ mixes. They're very easy to make, and they're fun to make. And the sound quality is absolutely amazing of what you can get on a cassette tape. And it pretty much times you on your mix. This one is a 90-minute cassette. It's a Maxell UR90 cassette, and there's other brands of cassette tapes. And this is a Type 1, this is a Type 1 tape, and they actually have decent sound quality when you play it back. As you guys hear from Mixcloud, if you are a follower on my Mixcloud, I will put my Mixcloud right in the description of this video. I mean, the sound quality is absolutely amazing. I mean, if you go back to my first, second, and when you go back to the March 2020 mix and the 80s mix, you'll hear that the sound quality of the cassette is absolutely amazing. So this is what my cassette tape collection looks like, if you don't know. So yeah, I do have a lot of DJ mixtapes, as you can probably see here. 80s mix from March 2020. I made this one yesterday. So the results are absolutely astonishing. And it's just a matter of recording it externally using a Type 1 tape. So as we head back to the setup here, this is my monitor, the Monster Audio Rock and Roll 3 through the auxiliary input. And this cable is connected to the headphone jack of the boombox because the speakers on this boombox don't sound very well. And I have the auxiliary connection to the SR2 from Pioneer DJ, and this is how I make my mix. And I just listen to it on the cassette. And what I like to do is I like to fast forward the tape. This is what it sounds like when I'm fast forwarding through the leader. So I can go ahead. See, this is what it looks like when I'm fast forwarding through the leader tape. And I press stop, and then I press play and record once it gets to almost the main tape, which is the brown tape. So when you get past the leader tape, that means it's time to record. You press play and record, and you start mixing. I mean, it's just amazing how awesome it is to record on a cassette tape than it is to record on digital. I mean, I like recording on digital, but you don't get that physical aspect, and you don't get that nostalgia factor of a cassette. You don't really get the warm sound quality of a cassette. See, I also like to check my EQs before I overpower the tape. So this tells me if I'm overpowering the cassette, because it's gonna have that superior quality, that specific sound quality, that warmth to it, the pureness of the cassette. And these are the Maxell UR90 cassettes, great for everyday recording. These are 90-minute cassettes, as you can probably see. 45 minutes on each side, and once you're done with one side, take it out, pop it in, press play and record. Actually, first you go back to the leader tape, and then start recording the other side. And then you would, and here's what I do to record to digital. Here's my TAC LPR 550 USB. to record the DJ mix to digital, I plug in the USB cable to here, and I route it down here, and that's where I would have the MacBook Pro running a QuickTime player to record, and then, you know, the GarageBand to put it all together in one big mix. And I would use GarageBand to export it to an AAC file, or a WAV file, or an AIFF file, or an MP3, or any other audio file that Mixcloud can support. So this is the cassette player I use to transfer the mix. I press play, and then, you know, stop it once it gets to the other side, and then I press stop on the MacBook Pro here. I would press stop on the QuickTime player, and then I would take the tape and I would flip it over to the other side, press play, let it record the other side, and transfer it to an AAC file or a WAV file, put it all together in GarageBand, and upload it to Mixcloud, all from a cassette. And the sound quality is absolutely amazing. So yeah, this is my setup on how I record a mixtape to cassette, a physical cassette, using this to record it to Mixcloud, you know, transfer it to digital. Because this thing here lets you transfer your DJ mixtapes to digital, and the sound quality is absolutely amazing. So yeah, this is the Monster Audio Rock and Roll 3 for monitoring, for recording, and for doing the mix. And of course, the source I recorded to, a Maxell UR90 cassette. So that is my recording setup for making a mixtape, a physical mixtape. And what's also cool about cassettes, you can listen to it anytime, anywhere with a Sony Walkman or any other portable cassette player, and the sound quality is absolutely amazing. It's got that warm, pure analog sound that you would hear on every other cassette, and the sound quality is absolutely amazing. So that's why I record to cassette in the year 2020, because of the warm analog sound, the physical aspect of having a mixtape where I can listen to it anytime I want to. I don't have to worry about the digital file, and I just love having the physical aspect of having a mix in my hand. And since I have a Sony Walkman from the 1990s, I can listen to my mix right wherever I go. I can take my mixtapes with me wherever I go using a cassette carrying case. And this actually holds my mixtapes. See, it's got slots for every single cassette I want to take with me wherever I go, and then listen to it in my Walkman. And I can listen to my work. And I can listen to my mixing skills and how much it's progressed over time. You can't do that with digital, because digital files tend to be deleted on an accident or unexpected, and the service, you know, streaming services where DJs can post their mixes, like on Mixcloud or SoundCloud, might be deleted or get canceled or whatever. You always have your cassette with you. I'm not saying everyone should record on mixtapes, but this is my preferred method of recording my mixes physically and then having it transferred digitally just in case. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that video of how and why I record to mixtapes, you know, physical cassette tapes in the year 2020 for my DJ mixes. So I'll catch you guys very, very soon. Make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell, because you don't want to miss all new videos that are coming out in the near future. So make sure you hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I upload a brand new video. Till next time, this is DJ Cool Thing, out.